So I'm talking with Jeff Cardwell, founder of People Helping People, who just got back from El Salvador, where we have a thriving operation down there on multiple fronts. And first of all, we talk a lot about housing and food and healthcare and education, but you brought back a lot of photos. And the one thing I see consistent throughout your photos is a lot of smiles. How real and widespread is the joy that I'm seeing in these photos?
Well, Chris, I got to tell you, it's just really exciting opportunity to be surrounded by people that are filled with a lot of joy, and that's what we see there in El Salvador. For many, many years, we went down there and we thought, I know my attitude was to go down. I'm going down to work and work in the mission field and help these folks. And after doing it for several days, you notice some of the people that's around and some of the communities you're working in. These people are filled with joy. I mean, they're all about family. I remember one of the trips that we went on recently, and we visited with this family, and they were having this huge event. I mean, it was just all kinds of kids and just a lot of people there. And I thought, well, what's going on? Is this a big family reunion or whatever? And one of them told me, said, no, it's just a birthday party. One of the kids' birthday, they're having a birthday party. And when they do that, the community comes together, the families come together, and they really do have something special when it comes to family. And they're very joyful, even though we look at some of their conditions coming from here in the United States. We look at some of their conditions and we think, these poor people. And then after you're there for a while and you're surrounded by them, you think, maybe they have something a little bit more valuable than what we have. And we put too much emphasis on the material things. And you go down there and for me, it's just really renewing to go there. But you see that all around, and with the teams that we take down, the people that goes, we're all going with the intent of giving and reaching out and seeing what we can do to help others, and kind of a less focus on what we're doing here at home. And I think that's one of the reasons you see a lot of joy and a lot of smiles.
Now we're in the midst of People Helping People Network of raising money for expanding the Center for Hope down there. You had a chance to see this center in action again last week. What can you say now about the importance of this center and the need to expand it? Do we still need to expand this?
Oh, it's incredible. The growth and the expansion is just really, again, a sign of the great things that's happening all across the country there. But when we originally purchased the building, we thought, boy, we got lots of room for expansion and growth for the future. And we thought, well, will we ever be able to use all of this room? Well, now we're to the point, here we are just a few years later, and we're busting at the seams. I mean, culinary school that we put in. We've got a state-of-the-art dental clinic. We've got a medical clinic. We've got a respite center there for some of the cancer patients coming through chemotherapy through the breast cancer center. Then we've got the offices for the Fuller Center for Housing, for the operations for the Fuller Center, and the accounting office, which is growing and continues to expand with all of the houses that's being built. And it's really just a joy to see and be a part of. But yes, we are out of room. We need expansion. What we're going to do is add to the facility. We're going to add an eye clinic, and we're also going to add, we're going to expand the offices a little bit. We've got to add on, when you're talking about, we're pretty quickly going to be reaching a 1,000 home milestone with the Fuller Center for Housing. And you think about that, all of them, these are all people that's going to be paying for these houses. These are not a giveaway program. As you know, all of these payments recycle back into the community to build more houses for others. But so you've got an accounting office there now that's soon going to be managing 1,000 mortgages going forward. And we need to expand that operation and bring in a couple more people to help us grow with that as well. So yeah, there's a lot of growth that's happening there right now. It's very exciting, and it also provides a lot of opportunities for people that's maybe watching this video or listening to us to come down and be a part of. We have internships available, and people of all ages can be a part of it. And if you're got a background in accounting or CPA, want to do that, you can. You can work in the culinary school, dental clinic, the medical clinic. We got lots of opportunities for people to get involved and to join us in the growth.
Well, since you brought up housing, and since I also work for the Fuller Center for Housing, as you see on my shirt here, we talk about at the Fuller Center building a better world, one house at a time. But it's hard to see one house at a time down in El Salvador with the way they're building left and right. You know, this program is designed where the more you build, the more you can build, as the, like you say, as the repayments are recycled and build over and over again. But have you, can you ever imagine the scale that this is taking off right now?
You know, really, I could not. It's just so many good people coming together. But you know, as this vision was really planted through the Fuller Center and back years ago with Millard Fuller. I mean, Millard was a great visionary and had a great passion. I always call him the president of affordable housing worldwide, you know, and but he had a great vision for you know, building a shelter and affordable housing for people in need, and that's just what we're doing. But I think what we've seen here is exponential growth by the partnership between the Fuller Center for Housing and the People Helping People Network, with Fuller Center for Housing being you know, 100% focused on providing housing and the foundation for a family. You know, nothing, you cannot have the growth within the family if you don't have that firm foundation of a home. And it all begins there through the Fuller Center for Housing. But then you bring in the energy and the opportunities with the wraparound services of the People Helping People Network. And I think we're now seeing that exponential growth of community and neighborhoods within the Fuller Center as we bring in, you know, the hunger relief, the healthcare, and the education programs. So we call it the HOPE equation with the People Helping People Network. So we provide housing, hunger relief, healthcare, education, all multiplied by faith by partnering with the local church within those communities. The faith is the glue that really holds everything together. But we find that when we are able to help people in the crisis of, you know, food insecurity or their healthcare needs or training programs, they really become better homeowners. They're more reliable on their payments back to the Fuller Center so that we can recycle those funds within the community to build more homes. So you're taking the people that's living there now and you're making those people very connected within their community as donors to really pay it forward to help the next family in need. And we're really being blessed to see exponential growth by having that special partnership. And again, this is just kind of a new partnership. I mean, we've been doing this kind of 20 years now, 22 years, but it's a generational change. We knew it was a long view going in, but it is now starting to see the fruits of that 20-year investment.
Now, speaking of change, you know, you've been going to El Salvador for a long time, and say 6 years ago or so, you walked through these neighborhoods of shacks where people didn't necessarily have smiles on their faces all the time. How stunning is it now to walk through an established community like Nuevo Cuscatlan now, where people have shops set up in front of their houses, they're happy, the kids are playing in the street. Just how stunning is that transformation, even for somebody like you who's seen a lot in El Salvador?
I think I'll use a term that Millard used to use all the time: seeing is believing. And that's something that, you know, Millard would often say. And that's really one of the reasons that we do our annual vision trips. Our vision trips are just that. We take people down so that they can catch the vision. It's never a hard sell. We don't ask for anything from anybody. We just say people just to come along with us and be a part of the vision, catch the vision and see what we're doing for yourselves. And again, it's seeing is believing. Once you see it, it's incredible, and it's something that people just enjoy being a part of. But it really warms your heart. I mean, you go there, you get an opportunity uh, to walk down any of the streets within these communities. You see the playgrounds, you see the kids, you see the bicycles out. You know, we were visiting one just last week, and there's a couple of the kids sitting on the front porch of this house, and we watched them, and they were both doing homework. They had the little laptops from the school that was provided to them, and here they are. They've got internet service. They're connected to the world, doing homework in the communities. Kids playing in, you know, in the streets, on the playgrounds. It's, you know, it's really heartwarming to see the community thriving and growing.
Now, speaking of heartwarming, I know one of the photos I saw that kind of struck me was a little girl in a wheelchair, and I think you probably know the photo I'm talking about. What was the story there?
Well, the story there was we visited with we actually was walking through the neighborhood, and this is the mother has a little shop there, a little convenience store within the neighborhood selling goods, and she had her daughter there in the wheelchair with her. And this wheelchair is an adult wheelchair that's really worn out, and she's working to, you know, raise some money. She needs to get her daughter. Her daughter really needs a new wheelchair, and it needs to be right size with a child size wheelchair. And so, you know, but the mother was doing the best she could do with what she had available to her. But we're going to work to make sure that we go back to this community and get this child the right wheelchair that she needs to have.
And the wheelchair program this is something we see, I think, particularly during the vision trips. We'll be seeing this some more, right? The wheelchair.
We'll be seeing a lot more of that. And one of the things that we try to do with the People Helping People Network, when we envision, you know, in the very beginning to start this, you know, I was with Millard Fuller in El Salvador years ago. And one of the things about the People Helping People Network was to be just a network. We didn't want to create another housing ministry to where we're building houses, because the Fuller Center for Housing is experts already doing that. And we didn't want to create another food pantry and start collecting food, because we got partners, World Food Program, we got Convoy of Hope, and we got a Midwest Food Bank. We've got a number of other partners just doing a great job. So we just reached out and established a network and connecting with those folks that could, you know, deliver the food that we needed. Same way with doctors. Timmy Global Health, Dr. Chuck Dietzen, the founder of that organization. We reached out to him when we needed health care. And so we've created, our goal was to create an umbrella organization and to connect the dots or the networks between all of these existing organizations that's doing great work, whether it's in the housing, the hunger relief, the healthcare, and education, and not really reinvent the wheel. And so that's really been our objective, and that's what we continue to try to do each and every day. And when you talk about wheelchairs, we reached out to the world's largest wheelchair ministry, freewheelchairs.org, and they're doing great work around the world. And we just reached out to them, and once we established that relationship and became a registered NGO with them in El Salvador. You know, they're always looking for trusted partners to make sure that their product gets to the people in need and doesn't get to the black market. Just like many of these other organizations, that's always one of the biggest challenges when you get into some of the third world countries, is the distribution on the ground, making sure that you're helping the people that's in most need without going through, you know, black markets and products being sold. And so that's what we continue to do. And we're always looking for new partnerships to continue the ministry and to continue building community and helping these families.
Now we talk about all this serious business that we're doing down there, but the culinary school has become something that is seriously successful, but also a lot of fun. And you always come back with these images, and they put out these images. Looks like they need to be going straight into Bon Appetit magazine or some Instagram account. Could we have ever imagined the success of this place?
It's incredible. I tell you, there's no way I would have ever imagined this. And one of the instructors, the instructor that's leading the program there is one of the top chefs in El Salvador. And we originally started out just working with him, hoping that he would just help us build a curriculum and help us to get the things up and started and maybe train a team to get going. And he's just enjoyed it so much. He continues to lead the program, and he loves teaching these students that's coming in through this program. And we've had such, like you said, we've just had a great success with the program. And there is just, there's no way that I could have ever imagined that it would take off. And up to date, now I know that this won't hold true forever, but to date, anybody that's finished our program, the 3-month program, all the students, we've had 100% job placement of the students that complete the program with a certificate. We've been able to find them employment. So now you're taking people that's really never really had the skill set to go out into this environment and earn a living. And now they're, they've got really good jobs. It makes them better homeowners. And many of these people that's going through this program are people that we've built homes for through the Fuller Center for Housing. Now they've got a new home, but they've got a total new lease on life with the skills to start a new career. But yeah, it is a lot of fun, and we've had some great food and some great meals. I can tell you. I know David Snell and I. David is a chef. I'm telling you, he is a cook, and he's just had a ball of fun in the culinary school. And I know many of the people that we've taken there, they've just really enjoyed that a lot. Now, for me, I'm not much of a cook. I'm one of these people that, God made restaurants for a reason. But no, many of the other folks that go, though, they really enjoy it. But I've tried a little bit within the culinary school. I'm a good taster.
Well, another thing that's brought a lot of joy down there is when we give away Bibles, and this doesn't put roof over the head, it doesn't put food on the table, but these families really just seem all excited and joyous when these Bible giveaways happen. What does that do for your spirit personally?
That's incredible. I mean, of course, we need food for our human body, but this is food for the spirit, and this is the most important thing that we do and all that we do. This is to really share the gospel and to share God's word with these people through our actions. So, we want to be the hands and feet of Christ, and we want to show the love of Christ through our actions, whether it's building a home, whether it's providing food, whether it's healthcare, or some of the educational opportunities on the construction side or the culinary school. All of those things are important, but there's nothing more important than sharing God's word. And so, like I say, the Hope equation is all about housing, hunger relief, healthcare, and education, but it's all multiplied. Everything that we do is multiplied by faith. And the faith in God's word is the glue that holds everything else together. And so that's what we do. We have another great partner there that helps us with the Bibles in Spanish, and that's missioncry.org. They have provided us with Bibles, and every time we build a house, every family gets a new Bible at the dedication. So we make sure that we provide those Bibles. But like I said, we were there just last week doing some food distribution, but I can tell you, we had people that was asking us for a Bible, people that were just standing in line and waiting for us when we arrived because they knew that we were going to have Bibles to distribute. And so that's the key to everything that we do at the Fuller Center for Housing and the People Helping People Network.
Was there anything you'd like to add about what's coming up or what you might need from supporters at this point?
Well, the thing that we need most right now, we've got a capital campaign. We just talked a little bit about adding on to the Center for Hope. We've got $100,000 campaign. We've raised about $55,000 of that to date. So we're about $45,000 short, and that money is going to be used to add an eye clinic and a blood lab, so that we can expand our operations and complete a more holistic healthcare program within the Center for Hope. So that's what we're doing right now. And we're always looking for sponsors for houses. I mean, we're building houses every day, multiple houses. I know that the last time you and I got together and we did this and we talked about it, we had somebody send us a check for a house, and people can sponsor a house for $10,000 there in El Salvador. And when you talk about a house, I mean, you're changing the trajectory of an entire family. And so if people want to sponsor a house, they certainly can. If they want to help us in our campaign to expand the Center for Hope, that would be great. But I would encourage people to look at our website at phpnetwork.org for upcoming exciting events. Our gala will be coming up here in the near future. Tables will go on sale pretty quickly. We always have a really fun time at the gala. It's exciting, a lot of opportunities for some great auction items and travel with a purpose opportunities there. But we do have many trips available for people that want to go and work on one of the teams and work on one of the houses through the Fuller Center for Housing. So I encourage people to go to the Fuller Center. If you want to do a domestic travel or international travel, all of those opportunities are listed on the website at fullercenter.org. And we just invite anyone to come and join us. It's something that's really good for the heart, and you're going to help a lot of good people that are in need.
Well, thank you for talking with us today, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much, Chris. It's always a great pleasure.